All right, next up, we are joined by two-time Masters champ, 12-time PGA Tour winner, Bubba Watson.
Oh, and world foosball. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, introduce Ted Scott, please.
And well, you already did. You just said his name.
Yeah, but you can.
World foosball champion, the Teddy Scott.
Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, how are we doing? How are we feeling?
Feel good, man.
Good. So we're in the clubhouse at Estancia. We played a little golf today. How are we feeling about your game?
It was good. You know, I tested that the new 410 driver. Got it yesterday, and then we'll call it the Bryson putter because he's making everything now. So trying that putter, which I love. I got to get my grip a little. You know, there's some tweaking here because I just got it today right before we teed off. But it was good. I mean, it was a fun round of golf. I learned a lot, so it was enjoyable.
So that was sort of surprising me. Like, had you ever used a putter similar to that at all?
No, never.
And you just threw it in for the practice round today, whatever you want to call it, and you're considering throwing it in.
We call that a hit and giggle today.
Hit and giggle?
Yeah, a little 7-under hit and giggle, you know?
So it was. We were chatting afterwards. I added up 7 under. I don't think you, it wasn't like, I didn't walk away being like, wow, Bubba played unbelievable. 7 under par.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
It's very average if you think about it.
Right.
I imagine if you actually played really well, that would have been.
Should we tell everybody that we have a live audience here? Everybody, give me a little round of applause, please.
Yeah, let's get it. So we do. We have. I got to be honest. For me, this is intimidating. We got the whole team, the whole squad's out here. A couple of the agents were like picking up knives earlier, and we're like, "Where are you going to go with this interview?" So
right. Exactly.
Ted Scott's a hell of a player, by the way.
Exactly. He's unbelievable. Especially we got him dialed in. You changed it to fade.
So legit, like I've never seen that before. Halfway through a round, just change it to fade, and all of a sudden you start cutting the ball real nice.
I did. I got to learn to aim it though. I was still aiming down the middle. That was the problem.
Yeah, you were. You're playing a little draw.
Yeah.
So the two of you guys have been a team for a long time now. There's been for a while now, several years now. There's been a little corner of the internet, the RIP or the Pray for Ted Scott thing. What's your guys' relationship like in real life versus the internet's?
Well, first of all, I think it's awesome because I think we should all pray for everybody, right? We all need help. We're all nuts.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If you're around golf, you're nuts.
Right.
So we should pray for everybody. I wish they'd start praying for me because I would like to make some more putts. So, but no, it's funny. I mean, that's the thing, right? The internet now is, in social media now, we can do things like that. Our friendship is so tight, our family's love is so tight that those silly things aren't going to affect us. Well, not me anyway. I still write checks and he still cashes them, so it works out good.
Right.
Exactly.
Which is nice. Yeah, I mean, we talked about
friends with benefits, you know.
Yeah, wait a second. What?
Different.
So, but now you take your take on it.
Yeah, well, you know,
Make it good, though.
I think that that's right.
Whatever.
Definitely the boss. Okay.
No, give your take, but
hold up.
sure.
Let's see. It says look up and smile. Okay, first start with that.
I love him. He's great.
Get my notes together. No, I mean, we have a great relationship. Bubba and I get along really well. And, you know, there's moments of tension under pressure.
Right.
And you can look at that and say it's this, or you can look at that and say that. But the bottom line is it doesn't really matter what everybody else thinks. It only matters what we say and our close friends. You know, we always talk about if you don't know someone and they criticize you, they really don't know you. So is it really something to listen to? But when you actually have someone in your corner who knows you and criticizes you, then you might want to listen. So we try not to listen to that small chatter out there,
right,
and just try to listen to our close family and friends and our team because they really know our true flaws and know what we really need to work on, and that's how we try to keep it and get better at our relationship and golf and all that.
So yeah, so I mean, for a guy like me, like I've been critical at times, and I just come from it from a vantage point of an average fan. I'm watching the golf, and sometimes it looks like, wow, Bubba's being hard on Ted Scott. Wow, he looks disrespectful. Is he berating his caddy? Like, where do we get it wrong in that regard?
I'll speak up on this.
I got. Oh, you know I can talk for days. So
Well, Bubba,
from what I learned today,
you go first.
Bubba's animated, right?
Right.
So you're a very animated person.
Oh yeah, that's
right. He's a very animated person, and
Perfect.
you go play with him for fun. You see it, like, you know, all the fun.
Absolutely.
Woo! Every shot's got a little comment or a little something or a little, you know. And so what happens under pressure? He's out there and the spotlight's on him, and if he misses a putt, it's like, oh, that ball broke left or did this, and people are taking. Can you believe that, Teddy? Him talking to me and maybe taking his mannerisms, not knowing what he's saying, not knowing what the context is.
Right.
And then you can write whatever story you want to write. And as we know in the media, the small little story sometimes can get blown up because everybody loves a villain, everybody loves a negative story.
Definitely.
What they do?
Believe it or not, they do.
Positive doesn't sell anymore.
Right. So I think that's the real problem with it is that we look at it and say, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. We assume, but nobody really goes and hangs out and says, oh. And most of the time when they do, they find out, wow, that Bubba Watson's a really good guy, you know.
Yeah. And I'd
As you know now.
Right, and we just played 18 holes
hopefully.
together.
Right. No, he was telling me. He's got a little crush on you.
All
He
right.
told me.
Yeah, they all do.
That's it.
So wait,
Little
my
man
take
crush.
on it though.
Yeah, let's
So
get
my
Bubba's
take. So my take. When I say Teddy, like after a shot or after a putt, I'm just making sure he knows I'm talking to him. Like Teddy, I can't believe it broke that way, or I can't believe it did this. And like today, we hit a couple extra putts because one putt on number 9, your putt went this way, and mine went this way at the hole. So it's like, Teddy, why did it do that? So I just say, if there's a group of 3 pros and 3 caddies, hey, Teddy, so everybody knows I'm talking to him, not them, right? So they don't stop, because I'm not going to want to interrupt them while they're trying to make a living as well, or win a trophy.
Right.
And so for me, it's just, I say, hey, Teddy. It's not like, hey, Teddy, you're wrong. Like, it's, hey, Teddy.
Which I am sometimes.
Well, a lot, but whatever.
Well, 2 times.
Right, 2 times.
Once when I thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken, and then
Whoa,
once I actually
what
was
were
wrong.
these 2 times?
Weird, huh?
But at the same time, your question, though, was funny to me because the way your question, I mean, there's only a handful of times. And when I say a handful of times, I bet you came a count of 3 times in the 13 years we've been together you asked the question about, right?
Right.
But we always take the negative, and when there's 1,000 great posts about me on social media, I remember the bad one, right?
Right.
So the 1,000 great comments, I still focus on the negative one, you know?
Yeah, and it's
Great
hard not to.
dad.
Right. Yeah, and it was interesting for me today because even, we're playing golf, and when a putt would just break and peel off and just miss the hole, you would do the same exact thing I watch on TV, which you kind of look at Teddy, but I could tell very clearly in that sense it was much more of like, Teddy, could you believe that? Rather than,
Right.
Teddy, you made that miss, or something like that.
Right, I didn't know your name, so on 9, I just knew that you putted it to the left and mine went to the right. So I said, hey, you, that putt went that way.
My name's Riggs.
Right, perfect, there you
Okay,
go.
yeah.
Okay, everybody, this is Riggs.
Yeah, I'm Riggs, Barstool Sports. Nice to be here.
Exactly, wrinkled shirt.
Bubba did chirp my shirt. But we came to an agreement that this is a single guy's shirt, and you guys all have nice iron shirts.
Right, exactly. Sort of. I get paid to iron it.
So what's the biggest call Teddy's made?
Biggest call. Oh, man. Gosh, I think what Teddy's really, really great at is knowing when to back off. But what I'm getting at is he can look and tell when I'm focused. He can know when I'm in the moment, I'm in the shot. And obviously the one that sticks out the most is we had a number 134, 164, 165 to the hole, out of the trees, off a pine straw. And I said 52 degree, and I'm going to hook it as hard as I can hook it. And he just goes, okay. And he just backed up. But that's all he said was okay. He didn't question. He just said, this is the time you got to do your thing. And it worked out in my favor. But, I mean, it was one of those things where he just said, okay. So there's been a few shots like that where he just said, okay. But then he's pulled some great clubs. He's done a lot of good things where we guessing out of the rough and everything. But that was one that sticks out. I mean, because obviously it's the one that made it.
Are there times when you,
famous, but-
like, how much do you have to be aware, Teddy, of his adrenaline and how it changes throughout the week from even, Wednesday if it's a pro-am to Sunday if he's in contention?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see, as the pressure mounts, you see it starts hitting it farther like anyone does. So,
Right.
The more you caddy, the more you're kind of aware of your guy. I mean, I remember in the early years, he had a chance to win in Michigan, and we were coming down the stretch, and we had 267. And he's like, I'm thinking 4-iron. I'm like, and there's no wind. I'm like, 4-iron? What are we laying up? Like, what is And he's like, yeah, big old hook and 4-iron. And I was like, yeah, because I'm thinking, I don't know, this guy's adrenaline is unbelievable.
Right.
And he hit it about 12 feet. And then the next hole was a par 3, 17. And he gets up and he went down one club. And I was thinking, okay. And he hit like a chip and it flew over the green and made a sick up and down. I mean, so, it's kind of learned trial by error. But
Right.
the greatest adrenaline story, you'll love this one. We were in Houston Saturday. It's 07, I
Well,
think.
I got another one for you.
This is a
I'll
good
get
one.
you
This is a
something.
good one, though.
And
No,
the more
this is
stories,
good.
the better. That's why we're
This
here.
is a
Perfect.
good one. We got to
So
waste
love it.
30 minutes. What?
We're in Houston. He makes 11 birdies on a Saturday. He's leading the tournament, but
Okay.
14 is a par 3 sandwich between 2 par 5s. And pin's back right. It's
What kind of sandwich is that?
Yeah, exactly. One ham and cheese.
Sounds delicious.
195 to the pin. He's leading the tournament, and there's maybe just a breath of wind at our back. And so he says, you like a little draw 7? I said, no, man. We're leading the tournament. It's a par hole. Let's just take 8-iron. It's 204 to the back of the green. Let's take over the green out of play.
Yep.
He goes, okay. So he pulls 8-iron out. And I kid you not, Riggs, as soon as he makes contact, he wasn't finished swinging. He goes, don't ever tell me I can't hit an 8-iron 204 yards. I go, what? What is he doing? and it one hopped over the green. What are you doing? We should have taken 9 if
Right.
that was a strategy.
He's like trying to prove a point to you.
Freaking idiot. Like, he got it up and down. He's like, I can hit an 8-iron. I'm like, okay, I get it now, buddy. So, learning the adrenaline thing can be difficult, but
right.
the more you're together, the more he learns, how to deal with that. And really, it's just about feel. And he's such a great field player. I've learned with him, the less I say, often the better.
Gotcha.
Because you can put thoughts in his head, and when he gets focused, his feel really gets tuned in, and it's like you don't want to mess with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it's trying to pick up on if he's confident, just watch, be a spectator.
Absolutely.
If he's not, try to sell him on something, and hopefully it's right.
And I kind of noticed that today. Being a spectator can be pretty fun.
And
So-
that's the best seat in the house.
So the one that makes no sense at all is, well, that one's pretty good, but the one at Sherwood,
Oh yeah.
in Tiger's event in Sherwood.
Yep.
Tell them that. What was that? 15?
15, yeah, par
Over the
3.
water.
It's left to right is fine to miss, but short is water, long you can't get it up and down. It's just and the tee box, they might be able to move the markers 3 yards for the 4 days. I mean, it's like there's nowhere to put the tees, right?
Yep.
So it's just the same tee marker, and it's LA weather, same temperature, same wind direction. So there we are, Tuesday practice round, 8-iron, middle of the green. Wednesday, Pro-Am, middle of the green. Thursday, middle of the green. Friday, middle of the green.
All
Saturday,
8
middle of the
irons.
green.
All 8
8-iron, 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 8-iron. And they're all landing. You don't care where the pin is. You just hit it in the middle of the green.
Yep.
We get up Sunday, same weather, same conditions. I've got 6 days of data to go off of you. You like 9-iron? I said, whoop, kind of like, what? I go, 9-iron? What are you talking about, 9-iron, dude? He's like, yeah, I feel like a 9-iron. I said, okay, I'm going to stand over here, because he looked confident, and he hit 9-iron right where he hit all his 8-irons. So I don't know why he did it, but that's Bubba golf, right? So you just don't get in the way of that. When he knows he's got it, you just say, all right, let's watch.
That's amazing how much things change. Just,
Yeah. And I mean,
situation.
Well, I told you, I started this off with people that play golf are nuts.
yeah,
All
for
right?
sure.
Clearly.
So I just back it up. I got to
That's
prove my
right. Prove
point.
it.
Exactly.
So 2012 Masters. Was there any point early on in the week before Sunday where you thought this might be a different week?
No, I was playing well, right? I was playing well going up into it.
Yep.
I think I just came off of 4th at Bay Hill. I think a 2nd or somewhere around
Doral.
3rd at Doral. And then we adopt our son, Caleb. And so really getting there golf was in the back of my mind, but it was more like us playing today. It was just free, who cares? Well, great shot.
Right.
And so I was never focused, and the media wasn't focused on me, right? Focused on it leading up, but I talking about my child, talking about Caleb, and about how great it is to be a dad, and I can't wait to get home. So it was never about golf. It wasn't about, oh man, you 3-putter, or you made a bogey, or you made a birdie. Wow, you're top 10. It was I was never focused on that.
And Phil was in the final group, so the story was on him, right?
Yep.
So
Right.
it's good.
The other lefty.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right, exactly.
Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, Phil Mickelson. I don't know if you knew who that Phil was.
Do you feel like that helps a lot when the?
Oh, for sure. I want them all up there, and then I want to just sneak past all the hole. But I mean, it was one of those things. It was just I made a bogey early on Sunday. I was like, you know what? I kept telling him, and then I guess Louis made the 2
Yep. On 2.
on 2. He goes 4 up on me right after that 2.
Right.
I even birdied the hole and lost by 2, right? And so
It's crazy.
it's
insane.
It was one of those things where I was like, you know what? We got a few more holes to go. Let's just get a top 10. A top 10 in a major is amazing. We have a chance for a top 5. Let's just keep battling. And then 4 birdies in a row after bogey in 12. Now we're tied for the lead. So I never even focused on winning or having a chance to win until I got to 17, and I sliced that tee shot so bad. Because I said, we're walking 17. I said, Teddy, we're tied for the lead. We can win this. And he goes, yeah. And that's when I was like, oh, gosh.
Hold on.
I was like, oh, gosh. I'm not supposed to be here right now. In my mind, I'm like, I've never had a lesson. I've never done this. Like, what are we doing here right now? We're at the Masters. Oh, my gosh, you're swinging. Don't swing. Oh, gosh. There you go.
Save it.
Oh, my gosh.
That's all in the.
How different was that feeling? Was it very clear?
Well, I mean,
I've never felt this before.
Right. So what happened is, you hit 9-iron into the par 5 13. You just 3-putt, from just off the fringe, so it's a 2-putt, but 3-putt I consider it. And you 2-putt for birdie. You hit this beautiful wedge shot that spun back. You make another 7-footer, 6-footer. Then you hit center of the green, par 5, about 20, 25 feet for eagle. 2-putt. You hit this beautiful cut 8-iron. And now you make this 15-footer, because I'm staring at the leaderboard going, wait a second, if I make this. And as soon as I putted it, about halfway to the hole, my putter goes up like this. It just goes right in the heart. And then walking to the tee, that's when it clicked. I was like, we're Bubba from Baghdad, Florida, having a chance to win the match. We got 2 holes to go. And then I was like, oh my gosh, breathe. And then I sliced it. But again, like Teddy was saying earlier, I got in the woods. It was muddy. It's where people walk and stuff.
That was a nasty lie.
And I had 150, not that I remember it, but I had 152 hole. But I picked a 52 degree as well at that moment. And you're talking about having to pick it almost like off of this muddy, compacted dirt.
Yeah.
And I hit this 52 over. That was probably the best shot. There was another shot earlier in the week on Friday. It was probably better, but that shot was better than the hook. Nobody talks about because it didn't mean anything at that time. And so that shot. But I got to my area. There was only one shot I could do. If I'm going to win this golf tournament, I had to pull this shot off. So I got so focused. I was like, "This is what I'm doing." Teddy was like, "You're going to do that."
Yeah, that was a hard shot.
Because that's what he said. He goes,
because the trees were close, and you got a bad lie, muddy, soft kind of a lie for everybody's been walking.
But for some reason, I picked a
and
52. I said, I'm
you're
gonna
just looking like he's got to get this up quick.
Yeah.
It was hard, but that was really the only option to get it on the green. So
it's one of those things where once I hit the shot, I refocused, and when I got up there, I was like, this is what I got to do. And then I was done.
He's actually better, though, when he has one option sometimes. Like you give him a way harder chip where he can't hit it low, high, medium, run it, chip it, It's like the only shot is this.
Right.
His focus becomes, that's the only option. He's almost
Why
better.
do you think that is?
Well, I think it's just because of my growing up as a kid. Don't worry about it. It's just their guests leaving, I guess. G4, yay.
That's our boy
Studio audience
Mossy.
is outta here.
Yeah,
He's just had enough.
Massimo has had enough of
He
us.
heard the liquor calling from
Right, exactly. Hydration.
hydration.
So I think what it is that if that day that in 12, if I would hit the fairway off the tee, right, there are so many options. Then I would have thought about he's short of the green. He's probably not going to get that up and down. He might get up and down. He might not get up and down. Okay, well, now I'm going to chip this. I'm going to chip, hold, cut it. Now I'm going to draw it. Now I'm going to hit it straight. So I think it's just there's so many shots rolling through my head.
Right.
But then when I hit it in the pine straw, it's only one option, to rope hook it. So it gave me, it calmed me down, or it made me focus more on that one thing instead of focusing on, this. So I think it's just the way my mind works. It just
I think the high handicapper can relate to that, though. Not the high handicapper, but let's say a medium guy, they go play golf, and when they get in the trees, the only option is to hit it low. You get more focus, right?
Right.
And a lot of times you hit a shot, you're like, man, that was pretty good. But you get in the middle of the fairway, and you have no idea what you're doing because there's no real plan. It's just kind of like you're standing to the ball, make a swing, and then
There's no clear path. I mean,
Right.
That's how I feel half the time.
If you only have that option, then it's like, man, I better commit to this. This
Right.
is the only thing I can do.
Right.
Or did you just call me a high handicap?
Yes.
Or?
Just like a high handicapper.
Perfect.
That's kind of a
I mean, you're a
backhanded way
slicer.
of calling you
He's
out.
a slicer. Let's be honest.
Mr.
You're
Slicer, what are you
most
gonna
people who slice the ball are high handicappers. But
Right.
anyway,
Now you do with the draw.
my
fade, whatever it is.
handicap just got worse. So
I mean, not from what I saw. Although your new cut is changing everything. I feel like.
I've got to aim the barrel different.
It's
Right?
pretty, it was like Bubba became the caddy out there. It was like, no, you got to aim a little left. It's changing
He
everything.
didn't trust me.
It's scary.
Oh, it's hard to.
It's scary when you miss it left and aim left. It's like
The best part is he didn't yell at me, so that's good.
that's it.
So obviously the 10th hole, the playoff, you've touched on it a bunch already and talked about the shot, but walk us through how that hole played out in your mind from the tee all the way through finishing out.
So if you go back and look at the YouTube clip or have it recorded, like most people do.
Yeah, naturally. Who doesn't?
I have mine on my phone. But so anyway, there was
That's Moss
hydration again. Cut him off. Is the bar closed?
Pan to him. He's just.
So he's always trying to get his logo in there. So anyway.
I accidentally spilled that glass really loudly while you guys were recording
Look at my
the podcast.
sleeve here. Where were we at? We're at the 10th hole. Here we go.
10th tee.
Okay. So if you watch this clip again that you've recorded on your phone, you can see that as soon as I hit it, I know I don't cut it. I pull it, and so my shoulders just go down. And when my shoulders went down, all I could think about was 2 years later, or 2 years earlier, sorry, in 2010, I had a playoff with Martin Keimer at the Whistling Straits to win a major. And when that, I missed the putt in regulation. I missed the putt in the first playoff hole. And so then when that happened, all I thought about was my second chance to win a major, which never in my wildest dreams I actually thought I could win a major. You dream it, but you don't really believe it, And where I come from, my background, my history, I thought this was it. My second chance, done. Like, am I ever going to get another chance? And then when I get down there, I see he kind of flares his 3-wood off the tee into the first cut. First cut lies in most golf courses. It's harder to get good contact. And I knew he was going to have at least a 4-iron in there. I mean, it's a long way back. And so I saw he come up short. So now I'm walking my ball, and when I go, I see the path of where the spectators have now made a path, because this was the gap of the trees, so the spectators and everything kind of make a path for you. So I started, as I'm walking, I'm always visualizing my shot. So I'm about 50 yards away, but I can already see the path, and I'm like, I'm doing this. My eyes are just walking like this. I'm like, oh gosh, we got a shot here. We got a shot. And then I walk down the fairway, he goes, and he goes, yeah, the lie's clean. Because I always walk down the fairway, he can get down there first. And so now he sees the lie's clean. So, ooh. So now I perk back up. I'm like, this is my shot again. And so I get there, and that's when we both black out, and he backs out, and I hammer this 52-degree. I mean, sports science on ESPN says it's 55 yards. I've always said 40 because I was trying to be nice. But, I rope hooked it as much as I could. And then, as you can see, the spin on the green, when it hit the green, even on the slope, it went sideways.
I think that's when the average person looked at that was like, whoa, that must have been crazy, because when it landed on the green, you never see a ball do that.
Right, exactly. So it was one of those things where the adrenaline made the ball go like I said, it's 164. I mean, it went forever. But off the tee, I thought we were done. I was like, second place ain't bad. 2 seconds at majors is not bad. And then just things that happened leading up to me getting there, my attitude changed a little bit. I perked up, got energy again. Felt like we had a chance, especially when he said it was clean. That means no trees, I got a shot, I got a swing. Because I've always told him, if I got a swing, I got a shot. I'll figure something out. And when I saw him flare it to the first cut, come up short.
And that chip is really hard because it's so fast. The green looks like it's uphill, but for some reason that chip plays so fast.
Right, you're going back towards 11.
It doesn't make sense in your mind. You're looking at it like, I got to hit this. And
the one that Louis had.
Yeah, it's just lightning.
So I knew how difficult it was, because he's going up over that little crest of hill and then back away, right? And so I knew that chip was going to be difficult. But I told myself, par, we go the next hole. And this is just a hook. This is just me playing around the golf with you guys, right? This is easy. And so I can par, and then when I hit it, the crowd rushed in so much. And the funniest thing, I think this is where you should pray for Ted, but the crowd rushed in, and this guy, obviously he had a lot of hydration. And so he...
Just like Moss.
Yes, it might have been Moss. So
Were you there? No,
he slapped me across the back. First of all, I have a phobia. I don't like people touching me, right?
Heard that.
And so, no, it's real. And so I don't like people touching me, especially people I don't know, right? Like, just because I play golf and have a pink driver and all that stuff, like, don't touch me, right? And so I love everybody, but don't touch me. I love you a lot more if you don't touch me. So he slaps me across. I'm talking about hard. And luckily for me, I think it's CBS, right? And they cut. But I did like this so fast, I have no idea where the ball is.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm beating him. Yeah,
he's going out,
I walked out past.
He stepped over here when I hit, so right when I hit, he picks the bag up, starts walking. People just come in, and dude slaps me. I said, what are you doing? And then
I saw it land.
And Teddy, so I get past
I'm waiting for him like, you're not going to believe it, dude. You're see this.
So I get past the rope. I said, Teddy, that dude just slapped me across the back.
Yeah, you actually said, these people?
These people are touching me.
That was his first thing he said.
First thing I said,
thinking,
these people are touching me.
I can't wait to see what he's going to say.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what he's going to say.
So I said, these people are touching me. I said, that dude slapped me across my back. So what's wrong? And I said, where's my ball at? And he goes, it's on the green, man, look. So, is that it? That's what I said. And that's literally what happened.
And that's it. Then you won the Masters.
Yeah, and then 2 putts later, here we are.
How nervous were you over that short tap in for putts?
Well, so what happened is I can't remember her name because that's not what it was about.
Yeah.
2 weeks before, a week before, my favorite tournament to watch, besides the Masters, obviously, that I win, 2012 and 14. Those are my favorite to watch. So
I'm on your phone recording.
Right, exactly. Who doesn't watch that every day? But so watching, what do they call it, Dinosaur, or basically where the girls jump in to the water, the major championship, and they get a robe.
Oh, yeah.
How legendary is that?
Craft Nabisco, is that what it is?
Yeah, whoever the sponsor is. But they jump into the water. It's my favorite tournament to watch because who doesn't want a robe when you win a golf tournament?
Poppy's
right?
Pond, I think.
Right.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
And so our friend is caddying for the girl that has a chance to win. She has to make the putt. I mean, we'll say it's a foot and a half.
Yeah.
And we all get our phones out, and we're like this. We're going to text them. John
Video on
Lamani.
the TV.
So John Lamani, we're going to text them. And we have like this. She missed, and we all went, delete. And so first thing I thought about, again, I'm nuts. We got this, right? So I putted about, 10 inches, let's give it 10 inches past the hole. So I knew I could make it. Like I could backhand it, we're going to win the golf tournament.
Yep.
But I told myself in that 12-foot walk, I said, everybody quiet down. I want to be known for taking too much time than the person missing it.
Definitely.
And I said, so y'all just.
He actually looked at the crowd. He's like,
everybody's
like,
whoa.
whoa. Everybody's kind of like,
you know
whoa.
what?
And he's like, no, Jack.
If I miss
Everybody
this,
settle down.
If I miss this, I want to miss this because I took my time.
Yep.
I'd rather be that guy. And so I took my time just to make sure. And I was fighting back tears in that same time because my dad passed away, just became a dad. My mom's there. I got 3 golfers down there. I got their families down there. Golfers came from the clubhouse all the way down to watch me. So it's one of those things where let's just make it, let's make this walk back real easy. I rode in a cart, luckily, but yeah, it was one of those things. I was like, I just watched that happen, so I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I remember Ricky meeting you on the green, and what did that mean to you to have those guys out there? And
It was, it was unbelievable. Who was it? It was
Ben Crane.
Ben Crane, Aaron Badley,
Yep.
and Ricky Fowler. So for them to actually, because they didn't get cart rides, for them to actually walk through the crowd to go down there, and Ricky's parents were there, Aaron Badley there, and they even went to Champions dinner right afterwards, where the members have a dinner. So yeah, to have that, so I jump ship a lot. So to see the internet,
nothing wrong with that.
to say stuff about me and to insinuate things about me, but then see 3 golfers that never would go watch a guy finish. Now, if it's on 18, it's different. But to actually walk down the massive hill.
Oh yeah, that's like a black diamond.
Especially after I wrote,
It's insane.
especially after I toe hooked it into the trees. They're like,
Right.
we'll still go support him even though he's about to lose.
Right.
So for them to do
solid.
that shows that I'm
You're not as bad
halfway.
as people
I'm
think.
about 25% good. So
Right.
I'll give
Yeah,
myself 25%.
So what happens after you win the Masters? What's that night look like?
You know what? That night, it was different for me because all I wanted to do was get home.
Yeah.
My son was home. I haven't seen him in, I left. My wife let me leave early. I left on a Friday. My mom said, hey, the other grandma's here. I'll go to the Masters. My father-in-law, my dad was passed away, so my father-in-law, he said, y'all got it. I'm going to the Masters. and it's because, I think it was more because who knows how many Masters I'm going to get in. So it wasn't about, I don't want to be with this new baby. It wasn't anything like that. It was like, I want to go to the Masters because this might be Bubba's only time, right? We don't know how great Bubba is or how good or if he's going to make it back. So they went, and then, they were there when I won. But right after I win, it's a whirlwind. You go, they put a jacket on me. They said, does it fit? I said, yeah, it fits. I don't care if it's too big, too small.
Of course.
First one you
Green
give me,
jacket.
I'll take it, right? And so then you do all this stuff, and then interviews and all that other junk that goes on. This interview's great, but all the other ones, they were different.
Yeah, of course.
And so I do all this. I land around 3:30 back in Pensacola, or actually Orlando at the time. And my son wakes up at 6 to get fed. And so I'm up. And I'll probably cry, but.
It's pretty special. Obviously. He was, we spent the time that night after I went back to the house with him and helped him pack up. And honestly, the only thing on his mind was, I can't wait to see Caleb.
That's so cool.
And that's, I'm going to cry.
That's great.
Please do, so I
I'll
don't
cry
need
too.
that guy.
We're all
Seriously,
crying.
Pray for Ted.
Yeah, seriously.
The thing is,
It's pretty cool, man.
That's
It's
awesome.
So,
it's
it was-
heartwarming to see someone who's that passionate
But it
about
was
the right thing,
But it was one of those
Pretty
things
special.
where, it was, man, the allergies in here. So I just had eye
Arizona.
surgery.
Famous in Arizona.
So, but it was one of those things where I hid the jacket. I was embarrassed of it. I wrapped Caleb in it, but then I put it in my closet. I never let anybody touch it, take a picture of it, see it, anything. Me and my wife were the only ones, and it was in the carry bag they give with you, whatever you call it, coat bag or whatever. So it just hung up there. I never let anybody, I didn't take it out of the closet. I never touched it or anything. I just took it back the next year, handed it back. Here you go. And I was embarrassed of it. It was one of those things where.
What do you mean embarrassed by it?
Well, am I good enough? Am I good enough to represent the game of golf? Am I good enough person to be a Masters champion? Am I a good enough golfer. You know, I grew up a certain way. I grew up with no lessons. I grew up just playing golf because I love it. Am I really going to be the champion that they deserve? Am I going to be the champion that I need to be? Do people like me? Do people not like me? I mean, social media was buzzing, and so it's just, you know, a lot of negative things going through my body, going through my head, golf-wise, not family-wise, but golf-wise. And so now Monday morning happens. Oh, we're still. So
I wasn't sure if we were 10 years later.
right, exactly. So no, I mean, literally, that year was a tough year for me.
Yeah, no
because
doubt.
there was just stuff going on. It's stuff that and I remember, you know, my dream, I said I've never dreamed, you know, my dream stops, right? So like, I'm sitting there and your dream is to win. That's it.
Right.
I made this putt to win. Bam. You don't know that people come at you from all angles. You know, nothing against my management team, but my management team, you know, they got more people calling them. So that, hey, Bubba, I got people who want you to do this. I got dinners over here. I got media over here. Guess what? Your sponsors now really love you, and they want more signatures. They want.
Yeah.
I mean,
it gets complex really fast.
And it's tough to say no because these are things you want to do.
Right.
As a kid, you're like, man, how fun would it be to be on a talk show? How fun would it be to be in a movie? How fun would it be to do this?
When you wake up the next day, your whole life's changed.
Right. I got 42. Somehow, a radio station in Atlanta got my number. 42. From 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, I got 42 calls from them. I don't know who, obviously somebody that I know gave him the number.
Jesus.
And so my manager, not that y'all can see him, but my manager, Jens Beck, his whole goal the next Monday, normally you fly up and do some TV shows on Monday, but I said, no, I'm going home. I'm going to see my family.
Yeah.
And so I didn't go till Tuesday. My wife let me go. And his whole job on Monday was to change my number.
Wow.
So that took about 7 hours to get my number changed, but
Jesus.
But yeah, so that's you know, and then so that's what I'm saying. Like all this stuff happened to me, and I just didn't know how to say no, and that's what I'm saying. I was just kind of embarrassed of the jacket. I didn't use the jacket in the right way to use my platform to do good, I guess.
So
the
2014, do you feel like you answered some of those questions?
Yeah, no, I'm still embarrassed every time I win because I love the game so much, and I mean, you read about these great players, you watch these great players. I mean, stand in the same room as a vice captain and as a player with Tiger Woods, like really, I mean, he's got 80 wins. Like, you got Ricky Fowler who can do no wrong. I mean, I mean, his upbringing from his family, what I know of him, I consider him a brother, even though I'm 10 years older. Like, I mean, what a great person he is. I mean, now you got Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. I mean, you got, you know, Phil Mickelson. I mean, lefty idol of mine. You know, I mean, just guys that I've been able to meet and hang with. You know, like, why am I in the room with these people? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people actually care what I have to say?
But I mean, you earned it twice.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying how I grew up and how I was raised. It's overwhelming to me. And so in 14, though, I took the jacket out. I went to all my schools and donated some money and some time and talked to the kids and different people, and I tried to use it in the right way. That time, you know, I guess my maturity went up a little bit, so I tried to do the right things with it, show people that their dreams can come true. Whatever that dream, you don't have to play golf.
Right.
Could care less if you play golf. Baseball player, be president, you know? I mean, be an unbelievable doctor, whatever it is, right? I mean, so that's what I would try to show them the second time around, and third time, who knows what I'll do. I'll probably just sit in the jacket at all times, right? You know? That's the one thing I haven't done with it, yeah.
What's your biggest superstition, golf superstition?
Oh my gosh, I got to have 3 tees in my pocket.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. 3 tees.
I got to have 3 tees. If a tee breaks,
I can be 50 yards at Teddy.
I think, Teddy, I'm not yelling at you.
It has to be 3
hey,
all the time.
But if the camera's around, Teddy, I'm not yelling at you. I just need a tee. Pray for Ted.
Right.
So anyway, but like if I break a tee on a par 3 or off the driver,
Yep.
I'm like, Teddy. Or if there's another guy hitting behind me, I'll walk over and I'll get in a little tee pocket, put it in my pocket. Always 3. I have no idea where it came from. It's one of my weird things now.
What's the most nervous you've ever been on a golf course?
Oh my gosh, most nervous? Most nervous.
It has to be when you get the crowd to yell. I mean, it has to be the first time you do it.
I've done it at
That's pretty
Phoenix.
It's nerve-wracking watching that.
Right.
Hope
done it.
he didn't whiff it.
What are we doing?
I've
I'm
done it at
nervous.
Phoenix
Yeah, that's pretty
on the
good.
par 3, which I don't know why I do it because we go 2 clubs lower because I just get so jacked up. I feel like I
Is
want
that
to.
true?
It's true.
Yeah, I want to.
Ball
Like,
goes forever.
You feel like you want to hit somebody.
So the
Like,
tee
I've
Practice
really
round, you're
does
like
change
9
the
iron,
level.
lob wedge.
I've never played football in my life, but I feel like I need to hit somebody. But Ryder Cup, Chicago. For some reason, I don't. I guess again because I'm that guy, right? And so we're sitting in the locker room and we're getting ready. We're all just jacked about the Ryder Cup, right? And it's all of us in there. Tiger Woods again, Phil Mickelson. I mean, we just keep going, right? Jim Furyk, Davis Love's the captain. I mean, it's just overwhelming to be in the locker room with these guys, right? And then for some reason, I don't know how it started. Somebody goes, Bubba, you should just get him to Yale on the first tee. I was like, yeah, man, let's do it. That'd be amazing.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, man, it'll give me some cool points. Let's do that.
Right.
And this was just a practice round, though. This is all this was for. First practice round. I mean, there's 50,000 people. Yeah, man, yeah, get them up. Hammered it. I was like, yeah, being all cool, trying to be tough. I was scared to death. If I had to pee, I would have peed on myself. But I hammered it. And again, because I can hammer it in a way that I can aim it way out and just slice it.
Right.
Get it in the fairway, right? And so next day comes, another practice round. Bob, get him to yell. Yeah, man, let's yell it up. Practice round, what does it matter? And now, first round, they said, Bubba, man, you got to do it, man.
Yeah, here we go.
I was like, no, you don't got to do it. They said, yeah, you got to do it. You're going off first. You're the first group out. You got to do it. I said, I cannot do it. And I'm not going to tell you who said you got to do it, but I said, no.
You could tell us.
No, it's a high-profile character. Everybody on the team was high-profile characters, so I guess.
We're getting closer.
Right, exactly. Right. So there's 12 guys to pick from and 4 captains and vice captains. But anyway, and some wives that might have chirped into. But they said, you got to do it. I said, no. And then as I walk across the bridge, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then I did it. I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to throw up. So it was one of those things where you did it. And the reason why we did it is because we want the game to be fun. There's people that watch the Ryder Cup. There's people that watch the World Cup soccer in America, that we don't ever watch the sport until it happens, right? We don't watch these sports until the Olympics happen.
Yep.
And so Ryder Cup is one of those events that's great for the game of golf and great for sports. So it's one of those things where there's people watching that don't even know golf. So for me to do that, it was fun, enjoyable. And then Poulter did it, which I loved. I mean, I have no ill feelings towards Ian Poulter. And so watching him do it and then coming off that tee going, I was so scared.
He was saying,
he
like,
hooked
dude,
it
that was way hard.
he did, right?
He's like, that was way harder than
He goes, oh my gosh, dude, my chest. I said, yeah. When you said you want to do it, I was like, yeah, man, do it.
Yeah, get it. See what it's going to be
how,
like.
See how fun that is.
I mean, that's still one of the clips that I use every time we talk about the Ryder Cup. I throw that clip.
Right,
that
me
YouTube
or
clip
Ian Poulter's? Which one do you?
Oh, yours.
All right.
Because the crowd, I mean, it gives me chills watching.
So I have
crazy.
Pretty awesome.
The PGA of America, they do a lot of photos, do a photo book. And I mean, the Ryder Cup is so special from just being there, right? And so I have a photo at my house. I got more stories if you got time.
Plenty of
so I got photos at my
I
house
live for this stuff.
where it's me in the red shirt, the red sweater, and it's Sunday, and it's me and I think it's Luke Donald. And now I panic again because it's Tiger Woods, right?
Right.
Tiger Woods is right there, and he's taking a knee. He's got to tee off, whatever time he was, but he's after me. And so I'm teeing off, and he's there, and he's telling the crowd to cheer. So I have this photo where it's just me, and it's like over thousands of people on the bridge, people on the putting green. Everybody's looking. If you look at everybody's looking at me. People are cheering. They got their hands up. There's people in, the handicap section, wheelchairs. People got their hands up, and Tiger Woods is on a knee watching me. And I mean,
That's unbelievable.
And again, this is one of those things where again, like, I asked myself, well, why me? And I can remember it vividly. I pulled it, didn't cut it. So I'm over here in the rough or wherever I was. I hit it in there, gosh, 15, 12 feet. Luke Donald hits it in there, maybe gimme, right? But I make this putt first. And then he ties me, but I make it. But Tiger walked to the second shot, walked to the green, watched me putt. and then he went back. And so, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like these are the things I remember.
Yep.
I don't know who won or lost, but I know that Tiger Woods watched me, and I was like, yeah.
Tiger's watching.
But then I lost after that. But still, if he would have watched me though,
Yeah, we
man,
blamed
I would have
him.
won.
It was totally his fault.
He was my caddy.
So
But-
what's your relationship like with the Ryder Cup now? I mean,
Well, hold on, I got one more thing though.
please.
I got another picture. So in 14, 13, where I hit this drive, this massive drive over the trees. Again, adrenaline, because I felt the wind. I felt everything was just visually, everything was for me. So I hit this drive over the trees, hit sandwich in there. And this photo, some guy, whoever it was, took a picture from way back. The only people you see on this photo, Sunday at the Masters, final group, maybe not final group, it doesn't matter. I won, so it doesn't matter. But
It's all that matters.
it's me and Teddy. That's all there is. There's no other person on 13 at Augusta, final day. So I called it. So I called Augusta. It was on the app. So I called Augusta, the tournament, and said, "Is there any way I can get this picture? I want to give it to Teddy, and I want to give it to me." Yeah. And so I framed it up, so Teddy has one, I have one. But it's just us two, and we know it's the drive. It's Sunday.
Spectacular.
And it's just me and him. It's like nobody else is on this golf course. So anyway, that's another picture that popped up.
Question: Who do you call? Like you just call like Augusta National.
I can.
You're
Twice.
Champ. Not a big deal.
No, actually I don't. I Google the number. You can just Google it. What are you talking about? No.
Hey, Augusta.
Augusta.
Looking for that.
Do you have the number to Augusta? No, I have contacts there now. You know, I'm in that category where I have a contact or two.
Understandable.
So Ryder Cup. You were asking me about Ryder Cup. Sorry.
Yeah, what's your relationship with the Ryder Cup now? Because obviously you were vice captain in 2016. You were very emotional with the win. You made some comments recently about how you wouldn't mind just being a vice captain for Tiger Woods because you like maybe serving more than playing. What's your current relationship with team golf?
Anybody in their right mind wants to play. If you're a competitive person, you want to play. But for me, if we go out there, right, and me and Teddy, and let's say I just cheer him on. I don't help him. I just cheer him on, and he makes 12 birdies. We won 1 point. Well, as long as the other team doesn't get 13 birdies. So we win 1 point, and we can lose every other match, right? So we are still losing. But for some reason in my head, for me, that year, talking to the guys, being a part of the team, being asked. I mean, I was 7th in the world when I didn't get asked. I didn't get a pick.
Right.
So it's one of those freak things that happen where Ryan Moore, top 10 to every week, 4 weeks in a row, at 4 playoff events in a row. And I told Captain, I said, you pick him. This is what the rule's for. He's playing unbelievable. And he said, well, I got a cart for you. So for me, it was a dream. I was like, you know what? I get to interact with everybody, and I get to help them. Whatever that means. I don't care if it's making you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
right?
Which I had to do. I had to get some teas.
You make a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, I'm phenomenal at it. I grew up poor, man. I'm good at peanut butter jellies, man.
PB&J's are good.
It's phenomenal at it.
Really good.
But I had to get some teas. How does a professional golfer that's made the Ryder Cup don't have teas in their bag, okay? You just played Atlanta, and a day later you're where were we at? Minnesota. And I'm like, really? No teas?
Who didn't have teas?
It's not about who, okay?
Bubba gave him 3 in his pocket.
I had 3. Just in case somebody got hurt, I was ready to play, But no, I mean, it's one of those things where, I've always dreamed the Ryder Cup to me and the Hall of Fame are the same level. Until this task force, until the people started voting who should be captain, it used to be an honored position where you've had a great career. How about you be captain?
Right.
I'm not going to teach, if they let me be captain, I'm not going to teach Tiger Woods how to play.
Right.
I'm going to teach Tiger Woods, hey, you want this sandwich or you want this sandwich? You know what I'm saying? You want me to iron your shirt for you? Maybe I should iron your
Which I could use.
Yeah. So, but
I
it's
guess
like,
that's a
hey,
big thing for you, like ironing shirts.
right? Hey guys, on Thursday, this is the outfit we're wearing. So that's what I would do. But I believe those two were honored positions as the same to me, in my own views. Ryder Cup, Hall of Fame was the same. They're giving you. It used to be about you had to win a major before they would pick you. All these things. So I view that as the same to me. And then representing your country. These brave men and women that I'm not brave enough to been able to do, to let me play golf for a living, and getting that United States flag on your shoulder.
Right.
I mean, what an honor, a dream. My dad was a Special Forces Green Beret captain. Got to watch me into that. That's why Ryder Cup means so much to me. My dad's last event was the Ryder Cup. He passed away 9 days after the Ryder Cup in Wales. And my dad was on IVs and stuff, staying alive to watch his son with a United States flag on his shoulder, you know? So for me, the Ryder Cup is a lot more. Like this year, my mom went, and I hugged her, and I was crying after Henrik Stenson beat me. Not that he beat me. I mean, I've been beat so many times in my day, it's fine. But it was about, this could be my last one.
Right.
If they don't let me be vice captain, if I don't make it playing, this could be my last Ryder Cup ever. And my mom was there. And it was the last event my family, my dad, got to watch me play. So for me, Ryder Cup is by far, it's Hall of Fame. It's my family legacy that we got to watch, got to be a part of. So it means so much more to me than the game of golf.
Yeah, because I remember in 2010 when you lost in the playoff at the PGA and you were emotional and they asked you why and you weren't like, you just said, well, it's not because I lost, because I know I'm in the Ryder Cup now.
Well, actually, my first question was, am I in the Ryder Cup? I went from 18th on points all the way to 3rd because of double points. I finished 2nd. But yeah, so that's my first question. It was Michael Collins. I said, I'm not doing an interview until you tell me if I made the Ryder Cup. And then my phone was ringing. It happened to be Corey, so he's like, you made it.
That's great.
But then I did the interview. But yeah, it was all because of my family, my dad's history, you know, what the military has done for us and what it means to me, you know. So having that United States flag around you is just, and then the Olympics, I mean, being able to do that.
What's the best bounce you've ever gotten?
Remember that? Remember the Olympics?
No, I don't. Remember when I
No,
started
I don't.
to celebrate my daughter's birthday? Yeah, that's right. It's a good choice. Good dad.
Yeah, you weren't there for the mud putt.
No, it wasn't. The mud putt's so great. Do you know about the mud putt?
I was going to ask you about
great
this.
mud
Well,
putt.
is that what we're calling it, the mud putt?
Mud
Oh, that's what I call
Gotta
it
be.
for sure, dude.
People pick on him about a mud ball, so you got to call it the
That
mud
was like
putt.
the 30-footer you
unbelievable.
hit 3 feet?
Oh, that was unbelievable. I mean, seriously, how do you fix a divot? I fixed the divot, I tapped it down, and then I do practice strokes, I do everything. Next thing you know, oops, and then mud falls out. I mean, seriously, you can't write that. That's what I'm
When
saying.
he tapped his ball mark down, it stuck, the
It
dirt
got under,
stuck
you know
to
how
the
it
back
gets
of
on
his
the
putter.
bottom of your putter?
So he was stuck on there, practice strokes, everything.
Everything
walking
was on
around,
there,
And
and
then
then
when
when
he
I-
actually took it back, it fell off, and he was like, what is that? And that's
Mud
where
putt.
the mud putt came from.
Gotcha. Yeah, I believe I covered that one.
That's when I,
Good one.
I had a
tear-
good laugh at that one.
oh, I laughed at it. I didn't know I was going to putt the next one. I was like, I just kept checking my putters. It's because Teddy was there. He left me.
That's it. I cleaned
Oh,
that
her
thing up.
birthday.
What's the best bounce you've ever gotten?
Best bounce?
Yep.
Gosh, whoever's foot it hit at 2012 Masters and got on that pine straw perfectly. Because you know it hit somebody. Gosh, best bounce? I don't know. You know of a good one? I haven't caught a break yet. I'm looking for my break.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
still
get it.
in my
We'll
head.
catch
Still
it.
looking for a good break?
Yeah, I'm looking for a good break.
What's your favorite golf course on the PGA Tour?
Oh my gosh, it's Old White at the Greenbrier for sure. Gosh, I have a house there, so I got to say that. But I love that. No, I truly love that place. 100-year-old golf course. It's beautiful. I would have to say, where have I won the most? That's one. That's a good one. Riviera is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Connecticut, Travelers, I've won there a few times, 3 times. LA, I won 3 times. Augusta's pretty
So any
good.
course that you win at is your
Yeah, wherever I win is obviously the best course in the world.
fair
A
enough.
guy of my abilities to win there.
If you could have one shot back your whole career, what?
Oh my gosh, one shot back. Gosh, remember when Teddy gave me that 9-iron at Travelers?
Watch it.
I do.
Pray for Ted.
I do remember that one.
No, you know what? It's so sad because, again, it was the same thing. It was the same reaction of Teddy. It wasn't like I'm calling Teddy out.
Right.
You know, nobody cares what I have to say because it's going to be positive, so nobody wants to listen to it. But
Yeah, that's it.
I wasn't calling Teddy out for the thing. I was calling Teddy out for, not Teddy, I was just saying, Teddy, listen, right? If I went, hey, I just said, Teddy, can you believe that? Like, that's what, Teddy, 9-iron, like, can you believe it's not, I mean, we thought it was right.
Yeah. I got a
It was
funny story
drawing
about that
perfectly.
whole-
Like I had a 2-shot lead, so I'm like this. It's drawing
It was
perfectly at the
money,
hole.
yeah.
It's going to land just
Huge gust of wind,
It was going to land.
whatever.
It was going to land 15 feet if it did what we thought. Land 15 feet, spin right to the hole, and I'm walk away with another golf tournament, right? And I'm posing, and then it lands and just trickles back in the water. I'm like, Teddy, like, like it wasn't about.
You remember the
his fault.
donut commercial where he was eating donuts on the PGA
Yep.
Tour and he
Oh,
gained
yeah.
a pound? So the PGA Tour won a commercial award, a TV award for
What
that.
does this have to do with this shot?
It's funny. So they come up to tell him that
Pray
he
for
wins
Bubba.
the award in a practice round, and we happen to be on that whole tee box. And they come up and say, Bubba, did you know that we won an award for that, commercial? And I said, did I get Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series? I thought that was one
true.
of my better lines. But anyway,
I like that.
Just for
we have fun, man. It's
Yeah.
like,
So
you gotta
just
laugh
for-
at things,
Right.
whatever.
You have to.
Just to make sure the audience, whoever watches this,
Nobody.
knows that PGA Tour won an award for a commercial, and this guy has the trophy on his mantle right there. I said, hey, if I help win an award, I get the trophy. So I have a trophy at my house.
How far does your stock 7-iron go?
How far do you want it to go? What's stock?
So there is no stock 7-iron?
Is the pin on the left? Is the pin on the right? Is it we got any win? Are we the last hole of the tournament winning by one?
What's the air density? We learned
what's
that
the air
last
density?
week.
26
Bryson,
or what?
the
All right, now
26
we're
air
getting into
density.
Bryson territory.
I would say 9-iron. You know, back home, stock, it's going to be somewhere, I don't pinpoint, so it's 185, 190.
Is it 9-iron or 7-iron?
It's 7-iron.
Gotcha.
So that would be a 7-iron, so like give or take 190. Out here in the desert, it's going to be probably 95, somewhere in that area.
Okay. What's
Stock, just
the most outrageous incident you've ever had or experienced with the gallery?
Oh gosh, we have a lot of those. we have to have moments of silence and pray for Ted.
Oh gosh, don't bring me into this.
Gosh, we've
People
had.
don't need to know about those stories.
Yeah, we don't need those leak out. But Teddy's a good guy.
No, we like it.
No, gosh,
Ted gets into it with the gallery.
You know, we've had some
what you gotta
people. You know, because this day and age with DVR, social media,
Yeah.
and you're allowed to have phones out there, so you don't know who's recording. So you have to be careful. Like people yell out some obscenities, some goofy stuff, and now that this is going to air, they'll probably yell out some more. But but you know, it's one of those things where you have to deal with it. But sometimes I'm just like everybody else, right? I have great days, I have okay days, and I have really bad days. So, you know, if somebody yells out something on a really bad day, especially the day I'm 3-putting a lot, you know, it's probably going to hit me in a different way, and I'm probably going to say something back.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just ask the security guard to send them on home. You know, so it's you know, you're going to have bad days. I understand that spectators are going to have bad days, good days, and if your hydration level is not right, it can cause some issues too. But so there's always some incidences here and there, but nothing I can remember one that sticks out better than others.
So waste management's obviously a crazy scene. Is this a tournament you look forward to, or do you, you know?
You know, I really do look forward to it, and the reason why is because you get to come out here. I mean, you're like in a bubble. You know, like today was perfect, right?
Yep.
I mean, the weather, 9 out of 10 years, the weather is perfect.
Right.
So there's that one year that's not as good as the others, but golf course is always overseeded, so the greens are running perfect. Fairways are good. I've loved it. It's always the one that you can bomb drivers and have fun with it. You know, until the last couple of years when they redid the course, they put more bunkers in, different areas. It makes it tougher. They've narrowed the fairways a little bit, making it tougher. But you still, the guys are so good, you're still going to have to shoot low to have a chance for that trophy. But that's why we like it. We get out here and we get to have some fun, but normally the weather's good. It's like a bubble. I mean, when you're out in Scottsdale, it's a beautiful place to be, and you get to play golf at the same time, so why not be here?
Do you think about the 16th hole, like during the round?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
If anybody tells you they don't think about the 16th hole when they're on 15, they're a lot of times we hit the balls in the water on 15 just because we were thinking about 16. You know, this is the cut shot I want to hit. Oh, I probably don't want to hit it here with the water, but on the next hole I got that shot down.
Right.
So, but no, it's yeah. I mean, it's, you know, again, you're talking about thousands of people. You hear chatter, and our own egos, our own pride gets in the way, and we're like, oh my gosh, how embarrassing it's going to be if I shank it here. And so, you know,
Like Ian Poulter.
I'm not going to call out Ian Poulter, but he's got a great car collection, so I love him. But jealous of that. But
he does.
But no, I mean, luckily, gosh, I'll probably shank it now, but I haven't shanked one yet. One year, the best thing I've ever did there is I hit the green the first day on Thursday, 3-putted. So they cheered and they booed, which I deserve it. Then the next day, I hit it in the bunker, the front bunker. Get up and down. So they boo me, then they cheer me. Next day, I hit it in another bunker, a different bunker. I hit this ridiculous shot, get up and down. So they cheer me, boo, cheer. Last day, I hit it in the back bunker. I hit it up, get up and down, ridiculous up and down again. So they cheer, they boo and cheer. So the day I hit the green, I made bogey. The other days that I shanked it, so, I mean, it's one of those, that was the weirdest, I remember that one. That was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, gosh, I was so nervous on these bunker shots, but I got lucky, so.
So you had 3 wins last year, a big bit of a bounce back year. How important, you know, was last year to you? How much did it mean to you last year?
It meant a lot, you know. The emotion, you know, it was in LA was about, you know, we talked about retirement. we talked about doing other things. We talked with my management team. We talked with Teddy, talked with my wife, talked with my friends back home, talked with everybody that I entrust to answer these questions. I lost 25 pounds. I mean, I was down to 161, 162, depending on what day it was. I mean, I lost a lot of weight, a lot of issues going on. So mentally, I wasn't there to play golf. I was going through the motions. I was trying my hardest, trying to get out of it, trying to find some energy, trying to eat things, trying to do things. And so I was in a dark place, mentally, physically. I mean, I thought this could be it. I mean, this might be something that really could be negative in my life. So I was like, I'll give up golf to be healthy.
And you love golf.
Right. And I said, I would give it professional golf. I'd give it up.
Yeah.
I'll just, whatever. I can find another, I can sell candy, right? We can flip some ice cream. So I say, that's what I can do. That's about all my education level is. I can do that. Chocolate or vanilla. That's the only ones I know. So that's where I was. I mean, I was going to a dark place fast when it came to professional golf. And I didn't ever know if I was going to do it again. And then, Angie, being an athlete herself, talked to me in the right way and in a loving way. And I played some tournaments in the fall because I wanted to get back out there. Even though it was a struggle, I wanted to get back out there and because I love it so much. And so then winning that in L.A. out of nowhere, I got sick. I probably hit it pure as I've ever hit it in my life. I missed every putt at Bob Hope.
At Bob Hope. Even John Rahm in his case said, you're going to win.
I played with John Rahm.
He won the tournament.
Yeah. John won the tournament, but I played with him the first 3 days.
Yeah.
I said, look, man, I'm sick. Don't talk to me. Just go over there. We'll talk from a distance because I didn't want to get anybody sick. And so, I mean, I had to, I was taking some different things at the tour, I had to get doctor's approvals and tours approvals and stuff because I had the flu or whatever it was. And I hit it as good as I could hit it, but I couldn't concentrate over the ball when I was putting. But so I was like, man, I'm hitting it so good. So then I played Phoenix and played all right. I played Pebble, probably had my best finish there. With 9 holes to go, I was like top 10. I shot like 40 or 41, whatever I shot. Choked it coming down the stretch. I got nervous. It's been a while, And so then when I got to L.A., it's a golf course that I know, I love. I love to be able to hit shots at it. I know how difficult it is for everybody.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things that everything just kept, the momentum from Bob Hope, even though I missed the cut, just kept going. I don't know the name of it now, but I call it Bob Hope still. But
it's fine.
Just keep going. The momentum just kept going, and then that's what the emotion was from. Like, I mean, me and Teddy, we were talking about. I was talking about done. Like, Teddy might have to find a new bag. He might just start giving lessons because he's phenomenal at it. He won't give me lessons because I'm not paying him. But so it was one of those things where Teddy knew where I was at. So for me, when I hugged him, it was just the emotions of everything. I mean, where I was, my life, where I was the darkest I've ever been in my life. Going to give up the game that I truly love, that gave me everything. I owe everything to. So yeah, it was just a crazy whirlwind. And then after that, I was like, who cares about these other tournaments,
Right.
And then here we are, 2 wins after that, some good tournaments after. I think I finished 5th or 4th at the Masters.
5th, yeah. 5th.
So, I mean, I played good there as well. And, it just kept growing momentum and just wild. Yeah, it was a wild year.
So you're coming off a 3-win season, a great year. We're a couple months out from Augusta now. At what point do you start thinking about preparing for the Masters?
Well, like my idol said, I try to peek around the players, Isn't that what Tiger said?
Yeah, clearly.
It's, I mean, I think about Augusta all the time because I think about LA, I think about Augusta, I think about Travelers. Obviously, Phoenix, any tournament you go to, you dream. Phoenix, I finished 2nd, I think 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Brooks hit the stake. I don't know if y'all remember that shot.
Oh, yeah.
The stake stayed out of the water.
That was crazy.
So lucky, that guy. Gosh, that guy's so lucky. I love Brooks, but he's lucky that time. The other ones, he got lucky too, but whatever.
Yeah.
Those majors, he keeps
lucky.
winning.
That was so lucky.
Yeah, his biceps are getting bigger. But anyway, Phoenix, I've had my chances. Big hitters have been winning around there. J.B. Holmes has won twice. So that's one that that's why I love coming back here because we're in a bubble and we can hit bombs out there. But, there's some other tournaments. I would love to win Jack's tournament. I get excited about trying to play that. Bay Hill, being a member at Bay Hill still. I love going back there. I mean, Arnold Palmer, the king, the legend. So those are ones I get up for, but I obviously haven't been able to close the deal. So
Yeah.
the ones that I've already won, those are the ones I really get comfortable and I get excited about it.
Right.
So I feel like I have a shot at it. Even as I get older, I feel like, I still got that chance. Just like we watch Freddie at the Masters every year. You're like, man, Freddie's going to win it again.
Every year.
It's every year. We get excited about it. And in the Champions Locker up there, I don't know if you know, but I go to Champions Locker. But
Because you're a champion.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Me and Freddie, we hang out. But now every year, we're all joking about it. We're all like, he's out there playing, we're eating lunch, and we're watching this. And it's like, man, Freddie has a chance to win again. So we all get excited about certain places, right?
Yeah.
So.
Last question, who's your favorite person to play practice round with?
Oh, favorite person? Nobody. I like playing by myself. Everybody's so slow now at golf. Everybody wants to chip and putt. And
Yeah.
in the golf courses, and like some of these golf courses, like Phoenix, I don't go down there and play. I play like on a Sunday
Yep.
and play before anybody's there, just to go fast, just to see it again, make sure nothing different or how the rough is and how the green speeds are. That's it. And so I try to just go out and play real fast just to get my work done. I just want to see it. And then I try to go play off site somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. I got a handful of guys that I would love to play with and I love to spend time with. But, truthfully, I want to play so fast. I get bored out there.
I noticed that today. You play fast.
Right. Like when you're taking your time, I'm like, I'll hit. I'm 50 yards ahead of you, but I'll go ahead and hit.
I'll play now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're away, but ready, golf.
Well, Bubba, look, it was a ton of fun. I've been part of that brigade occasionally that's giving you a hard time on the internet. You invited us into your club and answered all of our questions, so it was really cool. Ted, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We very appreciate it.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure, man. It's been fun.